Welcome back to the channel, and today's video is gonna be a very special one. So I put up my best mustache because I'll be announcing the winners of the first edition of the photo editing challenge. Now, what was this challenge all about? Every Affinity Photo user from beginners to advanced users could sign up for completely free, and they basically all had the same task. Download 5 assets and use at least one of them to create some amazing photo manipulation. Now, for this first edition, I decided to use my dog Buddy as the asset, and they could do whatever they wanted to him, and boy, you amaze me with your amazing creativity. In total, I've received over 50 amazing submissions, 51 to be exact, from all around the world, and you absolutely blew me away with your crazy imagination. Now, to make it worthwhile for participants, I've actually partnered up with Huion, who agreed to provide an amazing pen tablet, which is the Huion Inspiroy Ink H320M for the absolute champion of this challenge. And I'll add to that my very versatile ultimate brush bundle and the art of brush creation, so you can just create whatever you can imagine in Affinity Photo. Now, the judging criteria are very straightforward. The winning artworks will be picked based on creativity and originality, which weighs for 75%, and the execution weighs 25%, meaning that if you have a great idea but can't execute it perfectly, you still have a fair chance to win prizes. Now, because I didn't want to decide all winners by myself, I actually asked my family to help me to come up with the top 20, which we will highlight in this video. Plus, during this challenge, I've included the People's Choice Award, so you could actually vote on your favorite artwork, and the one with the most votes will actually win my signature course, The Art of Photo Manipulation, and a one-on-one call with me and Buddy, the star of this challenge. Now, let's go over all entries. I'll be quick until we reach the top 20, and then I'll dive a little deeper until we get the winner. So the first one is this image. It's Buddy in Toscan. It is a very nice one. I like the contrast between the orange sky in the background and the blue sky in basically the foreground, let's say, or in this portal kind of structure. What I do like about this image, though, is that this cow is actually in front of the portal or the mirror, which creates extra depth in this image. Very well done. All right, next one, Buddy close by the sea. I think this is composed of 3 images, probably, like the ocean. Then we've got this grass structure in front of it, and then we've got the horses. Not sure what this is about, honestly, but I think it's just another technique, like the glass ball technique, kind of. Yeah. Pretty cool image. All right, the next one is Buddies in the woods with a warrior-like woman and this grasshopper. One thing that I noticed is that it looks like the grasshopper is cut off, but I think it's supposed to be behind the rocks. Yeah, I like the tones of this image. Thank you for sending this one in. This one is actually a pretty special one because this one is from Clive. And Clive is 79 and he had never participated in a challenge. So first time, thank you so much, Clive, for joining the challenge. It is a very interesting image with some cat. I think this is an ice cube and some light. So thank you so much for joining, and yeah, thank you for your submission. The next one is Buddy in some kind of race cart. What I do like about this image and what I noticed is that this Buddy is composed of actually 2 buddies. So there's one Buddy sitting and one Buddy which is a front faced Buddy, let's say, and I can see that the artist kind of tried to match the perspective of this card with the second Buddy, let's say. So fairly cool image. I like the movement and I like the action in this one. Thank you for your submission. Another one, very interesting, Buddy jumping through a ring of fire. What I do like about this image is its simplicity. I really like how the artist has done his eye, and what I also do like is the highlights on Buddy. You can really see like this nice rim light around him. This was actually a picture of Buddy standing straight up, but the artist rotated Buddy to make it look like he actually jumped. So very well done, and thank you for your submission. Next one is Buddy as a pirate. I do like the green tones and the green vibes of this image. Yeah, of course, there are some nice assets that are used. So this pirate hat and the eye patch, and also that there is the word pirate on his little dog tag. So very nice image, and thank you so much for your submission. This one is pretty original, honestly. It's the only one that actually has like text over the image as far as I know. I do absolutely love snowboarding, and some people actually find that he does look like a St. Bernard. What I really like is how this is blended together. A little keg, or I'm not really sure what it's called, and yeah, there's some funny aspect to this. I know who that is, and I'm not going over there. I ain't no St. Bernard. Very funny and great image. Thank you so much for your submission. This one is very interesting. A whole different thing than what the other submissions look like. This one, yeah, actually I think is the neon outline effect. Interesting look and artistically done. So thank you so much for your submission. All right, so this next one is kind of interesting. I had a hard time finding Buddy actually, but as you can see, he's right here in the foreground. But then I read the feedback on this image, and there's actually a little Easter egg in this image, and that is that Buddy is right here inside of this mirror, or inside of this picture I should say. He's chilling here on the dock, kind of a little searchy. Thank you for your submission. All right, and then we've got the next one. Buddy seems very interested in this planet-like subject. Yeah, I'm not really sure what is going on here. There's some lighting, there's some stars, there's probably some northern lights behind the planet. I'm curious about what the story is of this image, but thank you so much for your submission. All right, the next one is Buddy in the forest. What I do like is the play with perspective. So obviously Buddy looks very tall in this image, and what I do like is the highlights on his face and on his fur on the left side, and you can clearly see that the light is coming from the left side. So this actually matches with the rest of the image. So thank you so much for your submission. This one is very creative, and there's a whole lot going on. Buddy has got a lot of friends that are flying through the air. I think this one is called Jugglers, and the artist really has a rich imagination. There's these two gorillas in the back looking through the window, looking at what these jugglers are doing. Very interesting image, so thank you so much for your submission. The next one is a very sweet one. There's this girl reading in the forest, reading to her animal friends. There's lots of butterflies, there's nice relaxed vibes. Yeah, I do like the faded colors. You can see that there's an overlay over this image, and Buddy blends in pretty well. So nicely done, and thank you so much for your submission. Another interesting one. Buddy just landed with a hot air balloon. Looks fun. He blends in very well with the air balloon. There's lots of NFL things going on. There's many air balloons, which are actually football balls or rugby balls, or I'm not sure what it's called. Interesting image, pretty original, so thank you so much for your submission. The next one, I think this was called Buddy the Guardian of the Universe. There's lots of things going on as well, lots of explosions, so 1, 2, 3 explosions. Birds are flying away for the explosions. There's some Death Star, or I'm not sure. Interesting image, and thank you for your submission. This next one looks very nice. Buddy matches very well with the surroundings and the bear. The proportions match actually, and I think this one is called Friends, as I suppose. I do like the tones of this image. It's a pretty simple image, but that's also something that I like a lot about this image. So thank you so much for this one. Then there's Buddy as a football player with some fireworks in the background. Very nice. I like that he's actually holding his foot on top of the ball, and that he's wearing this super cool helmet. So Buddy as a rugby player or American football player. Very well done, and thank you so much for your submission. Then there's Buddy in, I think it's some kind of circus. There are some fishermen who's holding up a big bone for him. Yeah, there's quite a lot. There's two Buddies actually. One is checking the bone and the other one really wants to get it. I like the tones, and I like the Buddy actually matches very well. This fisherman also matches well with the background. So great job, and thank you for your submission. Oh, this one is also very original. There's lots of subjects in this one. I see a bird and two divers, a surfboard. Buddy has got some pink beard and his glasses. Yeah, it's the only image I think that actually uses illustrations instead of photos, but of course there were no rules to this, so great creativity I think, and thank you so much for your submission. Then there's Buddy and the camper in the background. Of course, I am recording this video from my camper. I see another Buddy here in the sea. There's just doggy biscuits falling from the sky, and together with his squirrel friend, he's just trying to catch him. him. And what I do really like about this image is actually the saliva right here. So this is not part of the original image. So this is either hand drawn or it's just an asset that the artist used to create saliva to make it look mouth-watering, delicious. Great imagination, and thank you for your submission. Then the next one, also a dog biscuit. This time Buddy is the dog biscuit. There's lots of fireworks and water splashes. I'm not exactly sure what the story of this image is, but yeah, it looks very interesting, and thank you so much for your submission. And then we've got Buddy in a nice flower field. This backpack actually really matches the tulips, or I'm not sure what these flowers are. There's some work to do, I think, to make it look like he's actually standing inside of the flower field instead of on top of it. But I like the image overall, and I like the tone. So very creative, and thank you for your submission. Then there's Buddy in some dinosaur park, or he's getting attacked by a huge dinosaur, and he doesn't really seem to care at all. I don't know what he's looking at, but definitely not afraid of the dinosaur. Interesting, it's the only one with a dinosaur. So funny image, and thank you for your submission. The next one is Buddy and some destructive scene. He's standing on a hand. For this one, I also am not sure what is going on. He actually matches with the surroundings, so you can actually see that he like got this orange red colors as well on him. Looks like a war. I'm not sure why he's standing on this hand, but thank you so much for your submission. The next one is Buddy as a firefighter. He helps these guys extinguish the fire, and this looks very good, honestly. I think this is made with brushes, but I'm not sure, honestly. Buddy as a firefighter. Yeah, very original, and thank you so much for your submission. Then there's Buddy with the same background. We've already seen this background before. And there's another Buddy checking how he's jumping through the fire. Now, there's one thing of feedback, and that is like this object is kind of pixelated, so the resolution of this object is just less high as the rest of the image. But other than that, very creative, and thank you for your submission. Then another image. There's so many things going on. There's lots of animals. It was actually an untitled image, and I called it Buddy in Wonderland because I immediately got Alice in Wonderland vibes because of this tree, these mushrooms, and the clouds, and there's this cat, and there's lots of things going on. There's more animals right here in the foreground. There's some ants, as I've seen. There's a mouse. There's a snail. There's this stork with Buddy in a umbrella. Lots of things going on. I'm very curious what the story is of this image. Definitely a great imagination, and thank you so much for your submission. And there's Buddy in the Avatar state. Very funny because I usually never ever watch movies or series, but recently I actually watched the Avatar The Last Airbender on Netflix. In this case, he's inside of his avatar state, so he's got this bright eyes and he can bend water and fire, as you can see. He's actually bending it from his bowl, his own body bowl. Very creative, very original, and thank you a lot for your submission. Then the next one, Buddy is dreaming of flying, I think. There's this little hummingbird, or yeah, I think it's a hummingbird, and this airplane. Pretty curious to what the story is of this image. I do like the yellow tones and the yellow vibes of this image. Thank you for your submission. Alright, then this next image, I think it was called Buddy's shower on a safari in Africa. So that means that the story is that this Buddy and this elephant are actually friends, and they are just enjoying some refreshing shower. Very creative, haven't seen anything similar, so thank you so much for your submission. Then I think we are entering the top 20. The next 10 are going to be in random order, but from there, so the top 10 are going to be in order. Now, this is just very artistic. So there's some sea scene going on, or at least some ocean thing. There's a little ship, there's a dolphin, there's a fish outside of the ocean, and then there's this squid, or octopus I should say, and Buddy is actually biting on this fish. I really love the tones in this one. There's just some elements that match together, and I love the background as well. The edges of the image are darker and the center of the image are brighter, so Buddy actually pops out of the image. I really like the creativity of this one, and thank you so much for your submission. Then the next one is Buddy as a steampunk dog. My mom absolutely loved this one. She just loved the steampunk vibes, and it is different than all the other ones because this one is more poster-like. So it's not that he's standing somewhere, he's just on a background with all elements that match together. So there's this clock in the background, pipe dreams we see here, and also in the letters there's lots of gears and lots of mechanical parts, which is really nice. And also his hat. And I think, and I'm not sure, but I think that most of these are separate elements. So there's these keys and there's these glasses and then there's these gears. Very creative, very original, and very well done. Thank you for your submission. Then there's this one. I think it's Reach Your Dreams. Also, it's very original. It's Buddy in space. There's lots of comments going on and stars. And what I do like about this image is the vibes or the tones. So we've got on the top left, we've got like the greenish tones, and in the bottom right we've got the purple tones or pink tones. And you can also see this on Buddy, so you can see that the bottom right of him is actually pinkish, and the top left of him, his wings in this case, are actually greenish. So that is something I really like about this image. A little thing is that usually if there's a moon in the image, the moon is gonna be in front of the stars. But of course, like, this is just imagination, so maybe in this world the moon is just behind the stars. But yeah, thank you so much for your amazing submission. Then we've got Ireland dogs. So there's Buddy chilling here in the field with his sheep, and this Buddy is actually delta flying, I think it's called. The artist actually rotated Buddy 90 degrees, so he was actually standing and now he's actually flying. And what I do really like is that, yeah, he's just masked very well, so you can actually see like the structure of this delta in front of him, and he's actually flying, and the perspective of this image just matches very well. Also, the colors of this image match very well. I think this is just a very funny scene and very original, because in other images you just don't see him delta flying. So great imagination, great creativity, and well executed. So thank you so much for your submission. Then we've got Buddy driving down the highway with his little boy in this Bugatti-like car. What I do really like about this image is that you actually see action in the image. You can see that the car is actually driving and driving fast because of the blur in the background. I do like the lens flares on the lights, so it actually looks like they're like shining bright. This just looks like a fun scene, and it looks like this boy and Buddy are just having a great time and going on a fun, well, probably not a road trip, but on a fun drive together. So what I do like about this image is the blurred background, and also the perspective of this image matches fairly well with the background. So well done, and thank you so much for your submission. Then this one is some that my family also really liked. I think, if I remember correctly from the feedback, this was actually a daylight photo. So the artist used a technique to turn daylight into a night scene, basically. I think this is very well done, and also the tent, it just looks very natural, and Buddy is just enjoying the fire just by himself. And honestly, this is a scene where I would love to be in real, with my dog, with a tent, with a little campfire in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely lovely. So very nice image, and thank you so much for your submission. Then we've got this one. Also, there's a lot of elements going on in this one. So I see the northern lights, there's mountains in the background, there's a tree, there's this house, there's this water pump, there's these pots and pans, and there's this Dutch oven or fire. And of course there's Buddy and this mom and daughter, I would assume. Very well done, like how the daughter or how this girl is actually hugging Buddy. It's just a nice scene as well, in the middle of nowhere, what I absolutely like. So there's a few things of feedback that I could give on this image as well, and that is, for instance, that this water pump is very sharp, and then this wooden house or hut is pretty pixelated, so it's just the resolution of the image. Interesting image, fairly well done for the amount of components that are used in this image. So Thank you so much for your submission. And then we've got the next one, which is also a very interesting one, and I really like the vibes of this image. What I do like a lot is his eyes, like his eyes are very eye-catching. Also, he's just stomping this ground and there's these cracks in the floor. There's lots of textures here. Of course, you can see the rocks falling from the sky. Then there's this huge bird. Not sure what the story is in this image, but it looks like some destructive scene. What I really do like about this one is the tones, so the orange and the red tones and the texture. Also, you can see that the highlights and the shadows match very well with the image. If I could give some little feedback, it would have been nice to add some hair texture in these highlights, because the highlights are pretty flat compared to his furry texture. But other than that, great image, great composition. Thank you so much for your submission. And then we've got this one, which is called Buddy Travels Back to Find Renzi. And what I absolutely like about this image is the style. So you can see that it kind of has this artistic drawn or illustrated style, but also somehow it has touches of photos. So you can see this rocket looks like a photo, but these plants look kind of drawn or illustrated as this octopus with his one eye, a monster. What I absolutely like about this image is that I feel that there's a story going on in this image. So the title is Buddy Travels Back to Find Renzi, which means he lost me. So he's on his way on his nice little leaf to find me back, while this monster is actually destructing this plane in the background. I think this image is very nicely done. Also, the water coming out of the windows, I think this is hand drawn, but I'm not sure. Very well done. It looks like this hummingbird is gonna help Buddy to find me back wherever I am. I have absolutely no idea, but great submission. Thank you so much for sending this one in. Then we've got one more before we enter the top 10, and that is Buddy in this old GMC car. Also very nice vibes. I like the moody tones, so the darks are pretty flat, let's say. And what I do like about this image is that you can see the different layers in the background. So you can see that this tree line is actually in front of the other one. Because we go further to the back, it gets more faded out and less saturated. Always works to add some birds in the sky. Maybe they're a little sharp compared to the rest of the image. Interesting composition. Honestly, there's not much going on, but the image in itself just looks very nice. So thank you so much for your submission. Alright, so now it's time that we actually enter the top 10. And these are the images that really stood out to me and my family. So the number 10 is gonna be this one, which is called the Out of Body Experience, or maybe the Out of Body Experience, whatever you want to call it. I think this image is very well done. Buddy is standing on this cloud, as you can see, and what I do really like about this image is this glowing butterfly. I love this smoke that is coming out of him, and what I really like and what is really well done is the highlights on Buddy himself. So you can actually see this little highlight on the side right here and on his nose, and yeah, it's just very well done. I really like the pink, purple, bluish vibes of this image and the glow as mentioned. So absolutely well done, very original, and yeah, great job. Then we've got the next one, the number 9. Buddy just chilling with an astronaut friend. It was an untitled one, but I called it Buddy and the Astronaut. What I do like is the astronaut is just chilling here on this road, and I actually, one of my first photo manipulation tutorials was how to bend the road like this. So I love to see that back in this entry. Also, what I do really like is the Milky Way and the stars right here. So this really gives spacey vibes. And what I also really like about this image is that we actually see the reflection in his helmet, and you can actually see the reflection of this little moon in the helmet. So these are just some fine details. This is the first time that I actually see it, but he's just chilling here with his lollipop. I think that is part of the original image of this astronaut, but very well done. I really like the vibes of this one, and well deserved 9th place of this challenge. Then we go to the number 8, which is this one, and this is inspired by a very famous image which is called Lunch Atop a Skyscraper, which is an image in New York of a few guys that are having lunch on this same beam. Except in this image, of course, there's my dog Buddy in 5 different forms, and it is kind of a night scene because you can see like the lights are turned on in the city. Yeah, I really like this image. This one is sketching a cookie, this one is just chilling here. What I do like is that the artist actually changed the color of the backpack so to make it look like, yeah, it is actually another image, and also he flipped Buddy around. So very well done. I love this image. Buddy atop a skyscraper. Thank you so much for your amazing submission. Then we've come to the number 7. Now this is a concept that we've also seen a few times already. So Buddy actually thinking, and obviously this position of Buddy, and that's also why I picked this asset actually, is because there's just so much we can do with this image. So he's actually looking at something, and what is he looking at? Well, when you're thinking, you actually look into the sky. What I like about this image is that Buddy is just chilling here on his pillow. You can see some transparent pixels, but it doesn't really matter. It just works, I think, in this image. And he's just thinking about doing new tricks. Now, if we zoom in on this little bit, of course, Buddy is wearing this little hat matching with this suit. There's this crowd, so he's like in the center of the scene or on the stage. Why I also like this is I train Buddy a lot, so he's capable of doing very weird tricks like jumping on my shoulders. I love the tones, like this orangey brownish tones in this little thought cloud or whatever you call these. Same color as in the background, so well done and a well-deserved 7th place in the photo editing challenge. And let's go to the number 6. The number 6 I think it was one of the first submissions actually, and I think this one is just so funny. It's just so well done and so cool. There's lots of motion in this image. Obviously the immediate question is, where are they going? What I do absolutely like is that the ear of Buddy is rotated, because the original image his ear is hanging, and for this image the artist actually decided to rotate this image to actually convey the idea of speed, which I absolutely love. What I also do love, and I don't know if this is on purpose or not, but that this glasses is kind of like crooked or kind of like not straight on his face, so it looks kind of funny. So maybe because of the speed his glasses went like this or something. It was actually untitled, so I titled it Buddy the Biker Boy, and it is a well deserved 6th place in the challenge. But now it is time to go to the top 5, and the top 5 all win prizes. So let's go to the number 5 of the photo editing challenge. And the number 5 is this one, which is called A Beautiful Day. And it is such a simple image. It's just like Buddy in some very simple scene on some photographs on this whiteboard. But what I do really like and what I know is that this whiteboard is just an empty whiteboard just with shadows. But what I really like about this image and what the artist thought about is that the shadows of the whiteboard, so the original shadows, are actually covering the photos. So you can actually see right here that the shadow is crossing the picture, which is something I really like. There's just this nice little story on his image. He's just been chilling near the seaside, maybe reading a book, or I don't know. It is very well executed. Maybe the shadows are a little too dark right here, but it doesn't really matter. It looks like Buddy had an amazing chill day. Honestly, I think this image is very well done. It was made by Diana Josic, and thank you so much for your amazing submission. And as a well-deserved 5th place, you'll win the ultimate brush bundle. So I will contact you very soon, and congratulations with the 5th place. Now let's go to the number 4 of the photo editing challenge, which is gonna be this one, and it was made by Sarah Ord, and it's called The Doorway to the Enchanted Forest. Now also with this image, there's so so many components in this image actually. So there's this closet with this beautiful forest, and there's so much going on. There's this little fairy, there's this horse, there's this owl who is on the sign to the enchanted forest. There's this little bunny right here, which is, I don't know, it just gives like super sweet forest vibes, I think. And then there's these nice little glows and glitters on the floor and around Buddy and on this little fairy. And also the wallpaper is added. This, I'm not sure, I think this is also added to the background. Obviously Buddy and this sofa and this little cushion or little pillow, and that he's printed on the pillow. It's so creative. I really like this image. Also my family really like this image. So a well-deserved 4th place of the photo editing challenge. And Sarah, you also win the ultimate brush bundle. So congratulations with your prize, and I will contact you very soon. Thank you so much for your amazing submission, and let's go to the number 3 of the photo editing challenge. Alright, so the number 3 is this one, and it's called The Creation of Dog. And also for this one, it looks like a fairly simple image, so there's not too many things going on. I'm not sure, but I think it just consists of 2 images, but it is just so very well done. And there's obviously the story of this famous image where these fingers are almost touching, and this is just the creation of dog. What I do absolutely like about this image is the texture and the structure of Buddy. So it actually looks like he has been painted on this wall or on this canvas, and it just looks amazing. Like, it just matches this painting style. It is just so well done and very original as well. A very amazing image. So this image was made by Martin Piquet. Congratulations on winning the 3rd place, and you'll win the ultimate brush bundle and the art of brush creation. So you can actually create your own brushes as well. So thank you so much for this amazing submission, and let's go to the number 2 of the photo editing challenge. So the number 2 of the photo editing challenge is this book cover. It is made by Camille, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. If not, I'm really sorry. I'm really bad at names. It is also such an original image. Barksalot the Brave, Lord of Fetchington. It's just super funny. And what I do really like about this image is just the leather texture, which you can see through these letters, and the nice golden letters, Barksalot the Brave. There's just so much detail in this image. Then there's this crown on his head, and everything just matches so well together in this image. Also these little details, these little bones and little dog paws, and absolutely beautiful. Then there's this little made-up story from 1643 to 1657. Barksalot I, known as the Brave, ruled the land of Fetchington and brought peace and prosperity to his kingdom. Revered for his fairness and a heart as big as his appetite for bones, he was beloved by his subjects. Tales of his bravery and benevolence have been passed down through generations and continue to solidify his legacy. An absolute stunning entry. Thank you so much, Camille, and I will contact you very soon. You will win the ultimate brush bundle and the art of brush creation as well. Wonderful work. Thank you so much. And now it is time to announce the number 1 of the photo editing challenge, which is an amazing creative artwork. When I saw it, I absolutely loved it, and that is this one right here. Born to be Wild by Meryl Jacobs. This one is such a fun artwork. There's so much going on. There's such a great story to tell in this image. Buddy is driving away for the cops, and this crazy chopper that is firing rockets at him, and he's just chilling on his motorbike. This actually looks like a movie poster of a movie that I would absolutely love to see. There's so much details, like these lens flares, the colored lens flares, the bullet holes in the glass. Then there's these explosions. Then there's these rockets, and it is just amazing. And what I do absolutely like about this image, and of course that is up to the participant, is actually only a small bit of Buddy has been used. So only his face and a part of his chest hair basically has been used. and the rest is just made of other assets. Of course there's room for improvement, but because this image was so well done, I actually contacted Meryl to show me that there was no AI involved in this image. I love that the artist actually picked this image with the tongue out, which gives it some kind of playful, funny, kind of comedy-like vibe, let's say. And yeah, I think this is just the absolute winner of the photo editing challenge. So Meryl, you will win the Huion Inspiroy Ink H320M. You will also win the Ultimate Brush Bundle and the Art of Brush Creation. Well done. Thank you so much for your amazing submission and all the effort that you've put into creating this artwork. So congratulations to the number 1 to 5 with all your amazing prizes. Now, as mentioned in the intro of this video, during the challenge, I've also decided to launch the People's Choice Award, for which you could actually cast your vote for your favorite artwork. And the winner of the People's Choice Award will actually win the Art of Photo Manipulation, which is my signature course, and a one-on-one call with me and Buddy, the star of the photo editing challenge. In total, there were 65 votes, and the number 3, 2, and 1 are very close together. So the number 3 with 7 votes was Buddy Atop a Skyscraper by Oliver Glass, which is an amazing image, and yeah, I absolutely understand why this image has got so many votes. Then the number 2 of the People's Choice Award was for Born to Be Wild by Meryl Jacobs. Also a fantastic image. I absolutely love the image. But you guys just loved one other image just a little more than Born to Be Wild, which is Buddy the Biker Boy, that was made by Simon J. Congratulations, you win the Art of Photo Manipulation and a one-on-one call with me and Buddy. So I will contact you very soon. Thank you to all participants who submitted their amazing entries. Thank you for Huion for sponsoring this contest, and thank you for providing the winner with the amazing pen tablet. If you want to check them out, they've got amazing pen tablets. I've been using their products for years, so you'll find the link down below in the video description. And of course, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and of course, for more Affinity Photo and for future challenges, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.